Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video, we're going to chat about my tournament list that I'm going to take to our local one-day event. So we've got a one-day event coming up at my local friendly game store, Dragon's Lair Salisbury. They do a monthly event on every month that we don't have a GT happening in the States, so there wasn't one of these last month because obviously we had the Cinderful GT running, but there is one of these now for December, and this will be the last one of the year. So everyone's decided to try and take something a little bit fun, a little bit wacky. So today's list is going to be just that. I'm going to go back to a Cities of Sigmar army I haven't played in a while at any sort of event, and try and build it up and play with a few interesting pieces that I'm painting up at current. I want some really cool pieces that I haven't painted up. We're going to finish painting them up. I'm almost done getting what I want painted for this event. So without further ado, let's get cracking on and let's check out my Cities of Sigmar tournament army. But first of all, we'll go through the event, what the scenarios are, and all of that. And so here we have the basic information. As mentioned, this is our monthly, one-day event. It's going to be 3 rounds over one day, and we're going to be playing at 2,000 point games. The scenarios we're going to be playing are, first of all, we're going to be playing Tooth and Nail. Tooth and Nail is a really interesting scenario. First of all, it doesn't allow any reserves at all, and it has the Fatigued Warriors rule where summoned units cannot shoot or charge in the turn in which they were added to your army. So nothing can start off the table, everything starts on the table, and summoned units can't shoot or charge in the turn in which they're added, so you really need to deploy your stuff on the table well. Other than that, its victory conditions are pretty much the same sort of thing, where it's score 1, score 2, score more. And then prime objectives, the 2 objectives that will land inside the deployment zones of this one are prime. So there's 2 outside and 2 inside, so the 2 outside can obviously be destroyed in turn 3. Next up, we have the Vice, which is a really interesting scenario. So the Vice is the one where the objectives start at like the corner of the table and they slowly move in, counting as 1 objective in the middle of the table at the end of the game. Other than that, it is score 1, score 2, score more like normal, and the objectives in this battle are all prime objectives, so more prime objectives. Nothing in the Vice can be removed on turn 3. And for the last scenario, we're going to be playing Veins of Gur. So Veins of Gur is where there will be 3 objectives that randomly come up across the table in various locations. This one's a little bit interesting and maybe doesn't really suit the list I've got planned, but we'll see how it goes. I've got a couple of fast units, so we can sort of have a look and see how we go in all of this. But Veins of Gur, yeah, it's pretty much the Star Strike scenario where you have, 3 objectives. 1 comes down in the middle, somewhere random, and then 1 in each deployment zone, random as well. But 3 cool scenarios. I really like Tooth and Nail and the Vice. Veins of Gur is still fun as well. It's a little bit more random, but it definitely is a fun scenario. So now let's get cracking and check out the list I've brought. And so here we have my army list for the event. So I'm going to be playing with Hallow Heart. I haven't run Hallow Heart in a long time. So let's bring out the magic and let's have some fun. So we've got the grand strategy. Obviously here, Prize Sorcery, Triumph. Not sure what I'm going to take yet. I may take the +1 to wound. I think that's going to be the one to go. But either way, we're going to have a general who's going to be my battle mage. He's going to have the command trait Veteran of the Blazing Crusade. This allows him to put up an 18-inch aura of Ignore Battle Shock. And he's going to be from Chamon. So this is the Realm of Metal spell. Does really well against heavily armored targets, so really like it. And then he's also got Warding Brand and Elemental Cyclone as his 2 spells. We've then got a Sorceress as well. She's going to be the Adjutant, and she's going to have Ignite Weapons and Roaming Wildfire as her 2 spells. And then we've got Luminarch of Haish with White Battle Mage for Crystal Aegis and Roaming Wildfire, and the Hurricanum with Celestial Battle Mage for Sea Wounds and Elemental Cyclone. Lastly, for our heroes, we've got a Steam Tank Commander with the artifact, the Arcane Tome, and he's going to be taking the spell Flaming Weapons. Because those 2d6 attacks, if you roll hot on them and get good, when they become damage 2, it can be pretty nice. But for me, there's a lot here. So the reason I've gone for, making sure every wizard has an offensive damage spell, because it's going to be really important to be able to put out damage with all my wizards. So that's really important. We've then got, more important spells on the harder to kill stuff. things like Sea Wounds and Crystal Aegis that are going to have the bigger auras that going to need off the big ones. So like Crystal Aegis you want on a big base model, so it provides the biggest aura. And then battle line wise, we've got 10 Dread Spears, 10 Free-Good Guard, who will be my honoured retinue. It says Halberds here, but they're going to be sword and board. And then we've got 30 Free-Good Handgunners for a nice bit of shooting. Other units, we've just got a block of 20 Phoenix Guard. They're really solid. They'll survive most things. And then Endless Spells, I've gone for the Horrorghast here. I really like the idea that it can, stop Inspiring Presence being a thing and Commander abilities working in the Battle Shock phase. So with the amount of shooting and range power that this army can put out, I figured maybe throwing this forward could be a really cool sort of trick. And lastly, we've got the Umbral Spell Portal, because of course we're going to be using that and throwing through our DPS check spell through it, or other things, -1 to hit from a sorceress or stuff like that. Battle Regiment encompasses most of the army, and Command Entourage takes in 2 small heroes, and then we just got the Steam Tank, which will be left out on its own. Other than that, the army comes to 1970 points out of 2000, so I've got a good chance of getting a triumph. Like I said, we're probably going to go for the +1 of wounds. 3 out of 4 reinforced units, no allies, 114 wounds, and 5 drops. This should be a really fun army. I haven't played Halo Heart in a while, but let us know what you think of this army. It's got a bunch of models I haven't used in ages, and a couple I want to get painted up. Finished painting up my Steam Tank today, and we're working on the Luminarch at the moment. So let us know what you think, and we'll give it a crack. And hopefully get this army showing up on the channel sometime soon as well for you all to look at. Well, that's the end of the video. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, while you're at it, if you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fine little community here at Sinful Gaming, you can do so by following the link in the description of the video to our Discord server. Also, linked in the video's description, you'll find links to our Patreon and YouTube members where you can help support the channel in other ways as well. And you get a special shout out at the end of the video, as well as YouTube members getting some cool emojis to use during our live streams on YouTube. We'd like to give a special shout out to everyone who helps support the channel via Patreon and YouTube members. So a special shout out to Christian Weir, James Soren, Cowspawn, AJC, Kenny Lyle, Outer and Shop First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Cure Dynamic, Agu, Anthony B, Anton Nielsen, JJ, Austrian Average Wargamer, Domir, Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Steve T, The Real Zeok, Chris Wallace, Ronya, Vinny, Lockloric, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Revenar, and Wolfric Nick. And a special thanks to, first of all, Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing channel artwork for us, and to Xmorphic, who does all the amazing background work for the Discord server. Once again, everyone, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you all for watching, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.